Hey, Tony, real good. Real great win by the Chiefs. Congratulations to them. And Mindy was excited. And hey, I think it'll be a great Super Bowl. So we haven't
Yeah.
got to wait 2 weeks, but that's okay. We can just talk endlessly about it until
Well,
then.
I've kind of put football, believe it or not, in the rearview mirror after the last divisional round because I've just been so solely focused on college hoops, NBA that it's just. And to me, it's another game. I know it gets all the hype and all that, but I'm more locked in right now to the baskets in college hoops. That's just how I'm wired here after so many years of doing so many years of doing this. Of course, we start with the NBA when it launched in October. We then college hoops. We've been knee deep in it, and now we're kind of now I look at the numbers. Yesterday there was 3 games left. Now there's 1 game left, and I already kind of feeling where I'm going to go with this one already, even without looking at the numbers. But should be a great Super Bowl, no doubt. Tonight we go to the added board here with Citadel and Chicago State. Here, Citadel 3, total 139.
I guess you won't be bringing us a pick on the flag football game, huh, Tony?
No
Uh,
way.
Hey, I'm gonna take a look at this one. Yeah, talk about knee deep. I mean, we've been covering it since day one in college basketball, so why not try to touch on every team if we can? I guess we might by the end of the season. How about Chicago State? They're coming off a road victory, Tony. The Cougars, it's a big deal when they went on the road. Their first road win of the season. They're mostly on the road
It's a
at
big deal when they
Chicago
win
State.
anytime.
That's right. I mean, you look at the last couple of years; they've actually won 3 of their last 6 games. That hasn't happened since early, late November, early December of 2019. So and after that year they proceeded to lose 19 straight games after that. So Chicago State, believe it or not, things are looking up. They had a press conference just recently talking about bringing Division One FCS football to Chicago State. Enrollment's been up at Chicago State from really a down point just about 6 years ago. So they're an independent right now in basketball after being in the WAC for a few years, and they'll look to get into a conference probably by next year. The Summit League is a pretty obvious choice, but one of the things is they're going to probably have to add an FCS program to maybe gain admission to a conference again in basketball. So I think that will probably happen. They had some pretty notable guys, including Howard Griffith, at that press conference. So I watched that game the other night, Tony, that they beat Coastal Carolina for their first road victory. You want to see some excited guys, right? I mean, it's not all about winning every game. They pulled off that win against Coastal, 74-70. I talk about them being the barnstorming team. They play almost every game on the road, and they led Stanford by 7 points at halftime last week. They ended up losing 72-65. They had a pretty busy time over the last couple of weeks, but they're going to be end up playing the Citadel today. They'll be an underdog here. Citadel's won 2 of 3 and 3 of their last 5, but Citadel just 4-12-1 against the spread in their last 17 games, including 1-5-1 against the spread. Their last 7 off of a spread loss. The Citadel also has a long-term spread record of 15-37-2 against teams that play sub 400 basketball on the road. Well, Chicago State does that. Chicago State does have D1 wins this season on at home. They beat Southern Indiana, they beat Valpo, and they beat IUPUI, but who hasn't? Uh, they are 10-8 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, the Citadel just 3-5 against the spread at home. So you look at a Chicago State team with some good trends, 9-3 against the spread. Their last 12, 8 of those wins coming, of course, on the road. They're also 4-1 against the spread against teams that are below 500. Shows you their strength of schedule. They've only played, you know, they played a few more than that, but in their last 5 games, 4-1 against the spread against sub 500. Strength of schedule, though, Chicago State 98th in the country, the Citadel 253rd. They compete, of course, in the Southern Conference, taking a break for this one to take on, like I said, independent Chicago State, 13-8 against the spread this year. are the Cougars. So next up for them is Hartford, Tony, which is a big deal because they play home and home with Hartford. It'll be the Battle of the Independents. There are only two independents this year. It's Chicago State and Hartford. So it's hard to find anyone going to be on Chicago State here. You got it with me. I got Chicago State plus a field goal. They're
Yes.
going to play football. I'll take them plus 3 points tonight against the Citadel Bulldogs on the road. Hey, let's make it two. Let's make it another road victory, Chicago State. I'll probably watch. I mean, that's I watched the last game. Tuned in when I saw they were winning. I'm like, better get this one on. This might be monumental. So take Chicago State tonight on the road against the Citadel.
Ramon here on Chicago State against the Citadel. You know, they played at Longwood home. Actually, Citadel, going back to Citadel, still that fast tempo with the Citadel team. Although we don't see too many scores in the hundreds in D1 schools. They did lose. They did give up 100 to North Carolina, but this is a team that goes fast, and faster, right?
Yeah, and one concern, they are 3-0 straight up as a favorite this year. They've only been favored 3 times, won them all. So laying a bit of a minimal number here, but I just think the perception of Chicago State kind of outweighs their reputation right now. The reality outweighs the reputation, I should say, with Chicago State. Yeah, they played some. They beat Aurora College the other night on Saturday night by like 45 or 50 points. But Aurora is a D3 team. When they were on that West Coast trip over the last couple of weeks, when they played that Stanford game, they played some other games out here. They beat. I just had to say they beat a school that doesn't know where they're going. They beat East West College of the Healing Arts. They don't even know if they're East or West, but Chicago State did win that game on the road as well. But again, not a Division I opponent. So still, because of Chicago's independent schedule, they often find themselves playing tougher teams on the road. I don't know if the Citadel's necessarily one of them right now. Again, there's some real negative trends there with Citadel against the spread. So willing to take a shot with Chicago State. Citadel's got a pretty nice player in Bryce Johnson. Came up with a pretty big game the other night, 27, 29 points, something like that. So they'll have to contain him. Chicago State has three guys that practically never leave the floor in their best three guys. So we're looking for games tonight. I got one for you.
Yeah, you know, Chicago State, they played Murray State to a 1 point loss on the road. They were competitive against Minnesota, a loss by 3 there. Ball State can shoot the basketball there in the MAC. They lost by 7 there. And those are competitive losses there. And UT Rio Grande Valley lost by 3 there in that WAC. I think Rio Grande Valley had a good weekend, right? Did they beat Baptist? I think they had the win there. That was UT Arlington, I believe. Let me see this UT Rio Grande. Who did they beat? Yeah, they did beat Baptist. They beat Cal Baptist at home. Also that was a win there for the Rio Grande Valley there. So Ramon here on Chicago State plus 3 here against the Citadel. This one will have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for tonight's action, showing great results here in the NBA for the last 30 days. That is all documented over at Tony's Picks. You can verify that by going to Ramon's handicapper page, going over to the pick history. You'll see them there as well. And tonight, Ramon, we do have an 8-game card here from the NBA, hockey, as well as a 14 from college hoops. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
A little bit of everything tonight, Tony. A 3-pack in the NBA tonight. Yeah, Mindy and I agreed on 5 games over there with our team Steam picks. So those are available. You can watch the show, pick up 5 free winners that we agreed on. There are more winners too because the games we don't agree on, we usually end up giving out 2 plays, but the 5 plays are all documented and tracked at Tony'sPicks.com. And you mentioned it, our strong record over there at Tony's Picks. You don't have to subscribe to them, but if you do not want to watch the show, go back and have to fiddle around with your YouTube, scroll, move the little red bar, find the pick, watch the whole video. We prefer that, but you can subscribe to our premium consensus picks at tonyspicks.com and get all of our plays that we agree on. You don't have to watch the show at all, and the record speaks for itself. We're on top of the 30-day leaderboards right now. Mindy and I, when we put those handicapping minds together, nobody better on the website than Mindy and I on our show Saturdays through Thursdays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. For me, though, Tony, like I said, got those 5 plays with Mindy. I've got 3 plays of my own in the NBA. So I've got a full card, but really on this NBA card, on the 8 game schedule, I got 8 plays. So pick that one up for $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That'll save you a little bit more money. You see the NBA record there that you talked about. And yeah, having a good. There's also my college 3-pack today. 3 games in college basketball. If you're looking, Tony, if you're looking for the Big 12 or that ACC game, don't buy my package. We're going to be looking at games similar to this one tonight. You guys saw it. You guys see what the board is about tonight. You got MEAC, you got SWAC, you've got Patriot League. I'm involved in some of those games. Certainly, Mindy and I did also have agreement on some games over on the show as well. So you can pick up those games as well. But my college board is a 3-pack tonight in college basketball. So pick those games up. And my best bet comes to you in the National Hockey League, the game between the Blues and the Jets. Mindy and I already gave out our play on the side. So as you can guess, not seen here on the screen, but it is on the total tonight between these 2 teams that are pretty big contrast in styles. So I don't think you can know whether I'm going one way or the other. Yes, they might call me Mr. Under, but this one's lined at 6. And you have St. Louis, a total over team, and Winnipeg, a total under team. So you better pick up this one for the discount best bet, Tony, $15 over at Tony'sPicks.com. Profit guaranteed, or get credits back to your account if I don't cash those packages or that single game play tonight for $15. You can pick up another play the next day with me, or move to another handicapper and let them take a shot. And we always leave with a positive experience at Tony'sPicks.com. We give you a winning experience every time, no matter what. So those are my plays tonight. Tony's 7 plays. That's all I'll have. Probably no late steam necessarily tonight. Not just, news doesn't break as much, certainly, or at least harder to find. I got the tweet decks open. I'm checking out some of these games tonight in the MEAC and the SWAC, but we'll roll with those 7 plays tonight and start the week off with some winners.
All right, start the week off with winners with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks, showing great results as we talked about here in the NBA. So go ahead and get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Tonight's action up there, college basketball Monday 3-pack up there. That won't be from the Big 12, so it'll be from the other conferences that are up and play today. So go ahead and get signed up. 3-pack here from the NBA as well, and also a best bet on NHL Monday night. So get on board. Remember, these individual plays are credit guaranteed. You must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. Also, Ramon here may consider the longer term pass, as Ramon has a 7-day pass as well as a monthly pass up on the board right now. That monthly pass will get you all of Ramon's premium plays here for a month. That includes all his NBA, his college basketball. This will take you right near the end of conference season there when you get the 1-month all sports pass, as well as let's see here. Does baseball start early this season? I go back and look at the schedule. I know there was the World Series Classic, the World Classic, but I don't think we're getting into baseball until March, right? Well, actually, no, we're not. I'm getting confused here. Yeah, we start baseball in April, not in the March, beginning of March. So no, this just covers all of the baseball. I'm sorry, all of the basketball, NBA, college basketball, as well as NHL. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I was listening to a bunch of baseball podcasts yesterday. That's why I've got baseball on the mind. Got to get ready for the new upcoming season. Some of these starting pitching rotations getting in play here, and of course, Greinke got a 1-year contract with KC again. So some of those late season games matter. There are players out there looking for contracts. So always keep that in mind when you are handicapping baseball in September. But anyway, we're here in end of January, so go ahead and get on board here with Ramon Scott. And that long-term pass, that 1-month all sports pass will serve you well. All of Ramon's plays here for premium plays here for 30 days. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout and you'll save 20% off. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link in the description. Click your All Cappers tab and then you'll land right here on Ramon's page and go ahead and get signed up there over on the on his page. And of course, you can also catch Ramon over on we got you also on Twitter. I was listening to podcasts. Actually, I was listening to MLB is really what it was. It wasn't a podcast. Everything's now a podcast in my head. It was that MLB on XM. The two general managers it's very interesting. Two general managers do a show on that MLB network, and I find it very informative, Ramon, because you get the general manager's perspective on things. I think they help me a lot in my handicapping when I listen to GMs or former GMs.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've got the gentleman on MLB Network as well. Uh, you talk about Lombardi in the NFL, his insight. Those are the guys that I really like to listen to. So I agree with you there. And yeah, looking forward World Baseball Classic, Tony. I mean, basically, March, early March. Basically 2 weeks of pretty high quality baseball. I think people take it for granted a little bit, but looking forward to the World Baseball Classic. I don't know if we'll be making any selections here on Tony's picks, but I'd love to watch that when it rolls around. Of course, it's been a little bit of with the pandemic, took some time off, and they're back now in full swing. So that'll be fun to watch. Yeah, get my social media pick tonight over at Tony's Picks Ramon. It's going to come to you in the game between Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman. Pick up that one
Oh
over
no.
at Tony Hess.
But
Over at
it's basketball. Yeah, I was worried about that. Okay, they ever been in the news a lot, so I was a little worried about that. All right, go ahead.
pick up that pick over there at Tony's Picks Ramon. We got social media picks pretty much every weekday for sure over there. And I also have two videos embedded on the site here, Tony. For today, you can pick up a winner in the Jackson State Southern game in our sponsored video here on Tony's Picks. And I also have our leaderboard video where I talk about all the handicappers and the great day they had and how they're doing over the last 7 days and 30 days. And my pick on the leaderboard video is between Alcorn State and Grambling. So hanging out with the HBCUs on my free pick videos today here on the website. And Mindy and I will be back for more morning steam where we're cranking it away, cranking it out, and picking winners together. So even when we're in a little bit of a lull, it seems like we're still getting it done. Not having crushing days over the last few days, but still staying afloat. You see right there on that 30-day leaderboard, plus 3,000 units there over the last 30 days when Mindy and I picked the games together. There you see the sponsor video there on the screen, Tony, where every day I close my eyes and pick a winner and deliver it to you.
I told him that. I
Here at
told the
Tony.
GM to fix that. So I think I don't forget he was supposed to got the word out. But yeah, I remember that.
And
Yes.
just want to also mention tonight, Tony. I always tout it. Never know when it's on, but I have it on good word that tonight there will be NBA Crunch Time. If you've never seen it, it's not on every day. I can't even figure out when it's on, but it's on the NBA app, and it's like the red zone for the NBA. They come on about an hour and a half into the action and just start folding in the finals, and they kind of do it from a gambling perspective. They have Tim Doyle, the former Northwestern uh, player, who really has moved kind of. He's a basketball analyst, but he's kind of moved into the gambling realm over
Yeah.
there on CBS Sports Network, and it's a real interesting program because they bounce from game to game there and give you the finishes, if you will. And we know the NBA can have some fun finishes, so I like that product when it's on, and I have it on good word that'll be on tonight. So maybe I'll watch that instead of just firing up all the games tonight. So NBA Crunch Time, and I've got that 3-pack in the NBA and a bunch of plays. So I'll be watching all the games. Who am I kidding?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Check out the Ramones. You got the video there on the homepage, and you hit the premium picks bar. You'll get also the daily leaderboard update as well as Ramone's free pick there at Tony'sPicks.com. So make sure you guys check that out if you would. Also, Ramon is the moderator there. He came to us with the Discord idea, and you can also the conversation also continues there on the Discord. Of course, Ramon is in that room a lot. I pay a visit in there. Minnie's in there as well. But Ramon is the moderator there on the Discord, and of course, a lot of some conversation there was kind of a little quiet this weekend, and I know you put up that late Steam with that up on there as well. Some Steam information for those. I guess if you get it live, I think the least is important, right?
Yeah, I mean, it does give you an indication these are not selections. These are just, uh, the Steam that is released by one of the major line services. Anybody could subscribe to it. It is a cost service, so I'm just really passing along the information. One thing I might start doing, Tony, because sometimes I like the Steam and sometimes I don't. So maybe we'll get some feedback on this in the Discord. But I'm thinking about grading the Steam or commenting on each Steam play because we know that the sharps are not always winners. A lot of times they're just playing hitting numbers, and sometimes I'm not on that side at all, and I don't want anybody to get misperception of these being my plays. Yeah, I'm a Steam chaser, no doubt about it, because really you have to be. If you like a side and it's getting ready to move or on the move, you better get on it now. Otherwise, you might as well just toss it in the garbage and not play it, because if you miss it by 1, 2, 3 points, really you're not getting the best of it anymore. You better feel really, really confident on the plays when you see the Steam. But again, this is just major line service Steam. People might be familiar with the product. Tony mentioned the word pest earlier, I think, kind of rhymes with pest. So yeah, it's only when I'm really around. I don't post every play because, well, I'm sleeping or at the grocery store, living an exciting life here in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
So
I thought
it's
Mindy
really
made a
good.
good comment. I was listening to one of the shows on the weekend. I don't know, was it Saturday? I think Mindy made a good point about this post. She goes, I think you were talking about it, and I think she asked you, how can it be more conversation? How can it be more conversational? I thought that was a good point she made about that post there about these late season. How can you make this more conversation where it would actually stimulate some conversation amongst everybody?
Yeah, that was my something I might do is either grade the Steam or comment on what I think of each particular play. So maybe that, because I want to give out more plays in there too, especially on a Saturday. I know everybody's busy on the weekends; they're not hanging around necessarily at their computers. So hopefully, get a little more traction in there.
Yeah,
There have been some busy moments in there, but I think this weekend everybody's focused on the football games. So by the time those rolled around, anyways, there was really no action left on the board. Yeah, a few, the NBA was playing a little bit into the afternoon. People were kind of commenting on how bad the NBA games were that were going up against. I don't think in the quality of teams, but the quality of play wasn't too sharp on those NBA games that were butting heads with the football games yesterday. So that might be something we'll look into. And I only expect it to grow in there. Might take more time, but the more people you have, the more conversation there will be in there. And yeah, we're kicking all those people out that we don't want in there, and don't talk about it. Don't I? I was really
yeah. We don't want to
disappointed.
feed the trolls. It's really it's we
Yeah,
give you give
I was
life to
really
the trolls.
disappointed when you
You,
mentioned that. I was really sad you mentioned that.
yeah. We don't want to feed the trolls. I mean, they what they're looking for is attention, and why give it to them? Right? I mean, why give them? That's exactly what they're looking for, and it's just kind of like a roach, right? If you do nothing to the roach will just add more roaches, right? You just want to just exterminate them as soon as possible and keep a nice, clean
All right,
business.
enough.
Right? There you go. Enough of the conversation there. But anyway, yeah, I hope to populate more of it. And I guess I was talking to the GM over the weekend. We were kind of talking about, we have a lot of cappers on here. A lot of them don't do the videos, and I think a lot of it has to do with getting their time availability. So there are some talks with them that I will probably be doing some one-on-one videos with them, just because they're newbies, and I should probably work with them a little bit more with that situation here. So I think
Well, I invite them.
once
I
I
invite them to join us.
Well, that's
in
the
the
whole
Discord.
idea. That's the whole idea. Is I can probably when I work with them one on one here with video. I don't think I'm going to go live with them. We're just going to do one on one and then they'll do the upload. I'm going to put too much pressure on them. Say we're going live. Maybe after a few shows I'll do that. But I think I have to really develop some of the younger people here on the show now to feed into the show. But I think what will happen is when I talk to them, I'll introduce the Discord and get them into the Discord a little bit more. But we want to put some video and some voice behind some of our cappers. A lot of them want to do the show with me. Of course, football season was tough. I was knocking out 15 college football games a day, knocking out entire NBA board, Major League Baseball. Working on 3-4 hours. So I'm not making excuses, but that's now I've got the time without the football coverage here. And sometimes when we get the limited NBA, I can get some one-on-one video work here with some of the new cappers here that we can introduce people to and get them rolling because a lot of them want to do it. So I think that's how we'll roll. And then we can feed them into the shows that way.
This is an invaluable resource. I wanted to do shows with Tony T before there were shows with Tony T, and once he started advertising for cappers, like he still does, and you just can't dial up the GM and say make me. He's going to scrutinize you a little. That's why you see we've only added a few cappers, and we want to see more of them. Tony, I'm not going to sit here. They work so hard at getting the picks. They must be hard at work all day and don't have time for this opportunity. But this is an invaluable opportunity on a 37,000 subscription YouTube channel. I try not to miss a day if I can because I think it's so important to be on the air on this volume of a subscription channel. And you look at the growth of our morning steam show. We're so proud of that, Tony. Got the 100 live viewers just recently, and now the show after it's completed, getting up to 500 total views on the shows. So that's not including the chopped up games. So it's just invaluable. I hope they all are doing great. It's great if they are, but you really got to take advantage of these opportunities with Tony's picks.
Yeah,
Serious about
I
that.
think we are definitely going to get them on here. That we're going to work on that. We're kind of going back to do a night show, but I think the best thing to do is just let me get them ready for the shows. Probably the best thing to do and work with them one on one and just do just so I can just give them some tips and stuff when I'm working with them, and then gradually introduce some of the features like the Discord and whatnot. Just introduce them to the audience because a lot of them have said in the past they want to do shows with me, and I will be doing this in the near future. Here, I was talking to GMEs. We're going to set it up, and I think they're receptive to it. So I'll work around their time, so that's not a problem. And even if I have to do like today, I did the college football shows at afternoon in the morning, which worked my schedule today, so I was able to do that. And because I like to watch the morning steam at 6 a.m. my time and to do write the college basketball.
Oh, Tony.
I watch the morning steam and I get the college basketball. Who is this here? The guy was working on. Oh. Anyway, I got gardeners and I got exterminate. Well, I don't have a problem with that. I do preventive work when the guy runs around and just sprays everything. But anyway, that was going on around here. All the noise you were hearing.
We got more coming. You mentioned it. What you talked about with the G. We got more coming for our family. If you're at Tony's Picks, if you will, there's more coming, and I'm trying to get another show together because we just think it's
probably if you got another show together, it'd probably be with someone experienced. Because I want to at least work with some of the new people, and we'll see how we can fill that as well. And then we'll see how that goes moving forward here with the added shows here, because I know I have a lot of new people here. I probably want to work with them first and get them live show ready, and I think that's probably the best way to roll with it. I know I saw some of the videos that they did with us, and that was just kind of I probably want to work a little more with them, so I'll do that, and then we'll get them show ready, and then we can start feeding them into the live shows. Once they see what happens is once they see the success they have with the videos and see the views they get, boom, then they want to take it to the next level and join live show. For some of them, it's very tough to do that, and that's how we do. Why don't I bring them the drive-through? What's the different? We don't cross promote yet that way with them. So anyway, I see that suggestion.
But don't forget to hang out with us. The drive-through simulcast on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, and I try not to get in the way of any of their fine cappers, but we're commenting in our chat on our side of it and just mentioning things like, I'm updating any injuries that might come across, just basic information, really, not to step over any of their great people over there, but just late breaking information for our chat because we're starting to get some good volume in there at that time, and it's such a critical time of the day, especially on the weekdays. That 6 Eastern,
Yeah,
three
yeah, we do that.
Pacific.
We do. I've been working with Mitch for years, and yeah, it's always fun working with him. But anyway, yeah, I think it was just building the community here with game day picks, and of course the videos we'll have throughout. Of course with the morning steam, and of course with the new cappers, I'll work with them one on one here with individual videos, and at some point get them ready for the live shows. I think that's a step we need to do. Get them that. They'll be more receptive because they're newbies. They're new. A lot of them have not been in that spot where they're in life. And I know what that's like because I started the first time. It was not easy, but it's a lot easier when they have they work with me. I can get them ready. I won't be live. It'll just be recorded and then uploaded after the video. So I think that's the way we'll roll with it. But anyway, Ramon, keep up the great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
See you then. Thank you.